Hello, and my name is Rosalind, and I've been writing some poems lately, and some of the poems that I've been actually writing is deep within the heart. One of my poems is The Pain I Cannot Hide. I would like to actually share my testimony and how I became a Christian and what happened to me in the past and how it's changed my life. Well, first of all, when I was a little girl, I grew up with a mother that had mental health problems, and a lot of things. I never had much love, care, or attention. And my mum came from a broken background, and she was abused and by her father, and it really stopped me growing as a child. And I was in a little one wee world of my own. I couldn't communicate properly. I had no social skills. I wasn't bright at school. I was at the bottom class for a lot of things, and um, I remember actually winning a Robert Burns certificate for singing My Heart's in the Highlands. And little did I know then what would happen in my life at 55. I actually discovered a real gift that the Lord has given me, writing poems. And yeah, I'll go way back then, and I grew up as a teenager, and um, I came from quite a dysfunctional background, and I was abused a lot by my mum, physically very abused, and also when I grew up when I was a teenager as well, I got sexually abused as well when I was about 13 or 14. Um, and I went into my adult years. Really got bullied at primary school, and I found it very hard at school as well because I had to go home to it as well. My mum was abusing me physically, so it was really hard. So I was a teenager. I had a bad nervous breakdown, and I was in hospital for 5 months. And I recovered from the grace of God, but I still carried the depression. And when I got married, and that didn't work out either. And my first husband was very abusive towards me, and yeah, it's been hard. But I first find I always knew about God, but my mum was very religious, so I couldn't really understand it a lot. And I used to go to church, and she used to have rules for not doing this and not doing that. And I didn't really know about the real love of God, the real father heart of God. And my self-esteem was low, had no confidence at all. I used to look with my head into the ground, and I used to feel a lot of shame as a person. And yeah, it was quite hard. So in my teenage years, I found I was going to church, but it didn't really mean anything. I used to make an awful lot. I used to make a fool of it quite a lot of the time. But 7 years ago, I came back to God, and I really committed my life and stuff. And I used to go to the Baptist church, and I was very, very religious, but I was a Sunday sort of Christian, so it never meant anything to me then. That was I was still married to my first husband. But I became a single parent, and that's where my other poems come in. I write about a single parent. I know how hard it is to be a single parent, and when you've got no money, and it's really hard, you bring up children on your own, and your life's not your own, and it's really, really hard as a single parent because you've got to keep giving and giving out. And if you've never had the love when you were small, you can't give out to your own children, and you can't give out what you never got yourself. Um, so I started writing my poems about that as well. But anyway, when I came into church, I first found God, and I really found Him in a lovable way. It was a love that I couldn't understand. I love an unconditional love. Um, and God accepts you. Life's a journey, accepts you the way you are, but He gradually changes your character as you grow as a Christian. But um, I found that I've got a really loving relationship with my father. My God up there is my daddy, he's my father, and I really love him to bits. And And remember this verse I would like to share with you is John 3:6. When I put my glasses on, sorry. It's John 3 verse 16. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that he should not perish. Whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. And if you take that bit out where God so loved the world and put your own name, for God so loved Rosalind that he gave his one and only Son, that if Rosalind believeth in him, Rosalind shall not perish but have everlasting life. And that is the same, and I share that with you today. That is the same for you and for I. God really loves you, and if you trust in him, he'll totally change your life. There's nothing that he can't do. You just give your life to him, and you won't regret it. Believe me, you will not regret it, because I've changed so much. I've got more confidence in myself. I've got more self-esteem. I do befriend in work as well, befriend people that got mental health problems. And yeah, God will do so much for you in your life if you trust him and give your life to God. And that's what all my poems are about. God is first in my life, and I really want to serve God, and I really want to tell you, and I want to share about the love of God, and God will never let you down if you put your trust in him. I was a broken person, a very broken person, until God came in my life and healed my inner heart. I had a lot of emotions, and it used to all go all over the place. And when God came in and healed them all, it made me more mature as a person. And now I've got more social skills. I'm more functional. I'm not dysfunctional anymore. And yeah, I've got a great and happy relationship with the Father. Thank you. Happy viewing. Bye bye.